So this isn't my normal content, I normally do lifestyle, but I thought I would do 5 tips today as a quick Sunday video for you guys. I know a lot of people have got dogs in the lockdown, some have rehomed, some have got puppies. Some of you all know as well, if you follow me on Instagram, I will leave a link for that as always doing these videos, and I've got one on my main channel banner as well. My sister got a dog back in April, which was around her birthday time, so I think it's like a bit of a treat for herself. And I also wanted a dog last year when it was my birthday on the 15th of November. So I have been looking into one, now I haven't got a job. Some people think it isn't the best, but I have got the time to train a dog, and I am looking for a job working from home. So I am considering that at the moment and looking into it more. But even with my sister having a dog, I've learned quite a lot of tips and hints and personal experience from when I've been researching, because having a puppy isn't easy just to go out and buy one. It's not like buying a TV or something from Tesco's. You've got to do your research. So with that, I'm going to get on with it because I don't want this video to go on and on and on like normal. The first tip I've got is the time. Like I said, you've got to have the time to look after your puppy. With me not having a job at the moment, I've never had more time. Yes, I am looking for a job and I am wondering about going self-employed and possibly doing some working with animals. But my only concern with that is I wouldn't want it to conflict if I got my own dog with other people's pets as a professional pet care and dog walking type service. So you're going to need time. There's no point having a dog if you're going to spend £2,000 or more on a dog and then you're going to be out 90% of the week. But I'll talk about the budgets of dogs a bit later. But yeah, time is very important, and you get now a lot of young couples, me and my sister have known, getting dogs before they decide if they want to have children or not, because dogs are a bit like children, but they'll walk around more and can get more mischief. But they still need toilet training and different things. So you're going to need the time. There's no point if one of you's busy going out to work and one of you staying at home, but you still haven't got the time, or you're both going out to work. So I have looked and done my research more than 5 years now. I feel that I'm getting close to the time of getting a dog, other than the job situation, which will sort itself out at some point or another. I just need to get more focus on what jobs I'm applying for. So yeah, time is quite important. The breed is the second thing I've got here. They're not in any particular order, by the way, but I've got the breed because my mum's friend had a westie and we looked after it around 2008, which was years ago now, around the recession type time. So she had a wedding and we went there, and I just absolutely loved her dog. It was 15 years old and quite old for a westie, to be honest. I think the oldest one I've heard is about 17, I'm going to say 18, which is quite old for a westie. Most westies last till about 14, I think it might be, if you're lucky. 14, 15ish, which is like your average dog age. So yeah, look at the breeds as well, and look at the health conditions as well, because you want to look at the health conditions with the breed, and you want to look at the type of dog it is as well. If the dog's too energetic and needs walking but you haven't got time, and another dog is only going to need an hour's walk, whereas you get something like a Whippet or maybe a Jack Russell, they need a lot of walking, I've heard as well. You might have to walk it for more than an hour, like do an hour and a half every time you go out, and that could be up to twice a day, so that's like 3 hours, isn't it? So I definitely look at the health conditions. I looked at westies because that's what I want. They're classed as a small, medium type dog in the grand scheme of dogs in the UK and the different breeds. I love that. I've only got a small place, so I didn't really want a big dog. And I didn't want like a golden retriever because I knew someone had one of them and he was too big, and I think it's just because it's a male. The females are normally slightly smaller. And what I looked at with the westies as well was the skin conditions as well. They also get a thing called westie jaw, which obviously not all dogs will have that. But for instance, you need to look into the different costs as well of that, and how to, is it a simple case of changing the food, looking at what medicines they give them. It's the same with pugs as well. I won't have a pug for health condition reasons, that a lot of have got short noses and they have breathing difficulties, and to me that's just cruel, so I won't have a pug or anything like that. So yeah, you want to look at the breed and you want to read up on it. Don't just read 1 or 2 articles. Also speak to other people if you join a bulldog page, because that's what you're interested in getting. So compare the different breeds as well. If you're not sure what breed you want, just look at them and look at the common health. And I joined only 2 Highland Westie Terrier groups. And a lot of people are always talking about skin issues, and what else and they're always talking about general health issues as well if their dog's older. So it may seem like when you're looking on these groups as well, you're better talking to individuals rather than reading loads of comments that are coming in, like 5 comments a week talking about skin issues or then putting their dog down because of health issues. If there's a percentage on the group that have got older dogs, then that's going to be expected, isn't it? But if you've just got a new puppy and you're all excited and you start your timeline journey with your dog, you don't want to be getting upset with people posting about their dogs dying and all that, because that's probably not going to be relevant to your situation at the time, even though it's sad. So money. Now, the thing with money is when I look, I've had to put my budget up. Now, I will be doing a budgeting video once I get my dog, whenever that is. But I've had to put my budget up. My budget was originally $1,500 before COVID. 1,000 was for the dog and 500 I'd roughly estimated for the insurance. But some people have since told me they're paying $250 a year for insurance, not $500. So I always say with your budget, do your research, and if you can afford it, put an extra few hundred in, and that can always go, like you can take it off your insurance and you can add it to like a dog bed, toys or food for the first month, and then you obviously earn more money hopefully to pay the next lot of food. So I would budget and look at the money. You don't want to have an unrealistic budget. When I had my shop, and I always talk about my shop to people, I'd ask brides what was their budget and they wouldn't tell you. So then you'd feel like, well, I can't cost it up. If you want £1,000 wedding flowers and you only want to pay £500, it's a waste of my time as well as yours. So have a realistic budget. Now, I'm not saying you should, but I've been on Pets for Home's website and I've had a look. I wouldn't recommend that. That's gone diabolical. It doesn't work. So I've looked on the Pets for Home's website, and I've had a look at the budgets since speaking to people on these Westie groups, because they said all different things and like not to go over a certain level if it isn't Kennel Club registered, because that's like considered a rip-off. So you want to do all your research and see what the type of prices are for the breed you're interested in and what your price ranges are. Now, I spoke to people who've got much bigger dogs, rarer dogs that cost 5-10 grand. So dogs these days can cost about 1,500 all the way up to 10 grand, which to me sounds ludicrous. But the dog I'm looking at goes to about 2,000-3,000, but I only plan to spend 2,500 and I hope to get use the 500 for like the insurance and the dog bed, just depending really. Going back to what I said earlier, a bit more in depth, research and talk to others I've got here for number 4. Just going back to really what I was saying about the Westie group, if you're interested in a general dog breed, once you've done your research on what one is going to suit your family and who you're living with and the style of property, I'd research everything. I'd research health conditions, rough prices of people who bought earlier. Now, we do have on the Westie group people saying, oh, in 2006 I bought a dog for $250. Well, if you're buying a dog for $250, unless it's from a rescue, there's something wrong now, because even rescues I've seen charge up to $400 or $500 donation fee. Yeah, it is a donation, but rescues normally tell you what they advise you to donate, as you are rescuing a dog, and they try and build it into their costs for the other dogs that are still in the rescue that haven't been taken yet. So that's something to consider. Now, you want to come up with, number 5, I've got a training plan. So just watch this woman talk about her dog in America, and she said you want to have a training plan, which I thought was a really good idea. It's not just training your dog, it's also doing tricks, going to the toilet as well, because she was saying that you go out quite a bit and you mainly go in your garden, but then you're housebound, which is a bit of a contrast. So she said you want to train your dog. If it's crying or whatever, I learned this from when my sister stayed with her dog. It was crying at 5 in the morning and none of us got up to take it out. So if you don't take your dog out and react quickly, it'll probably pee in your dining room or kitchen. I'm just going to be honest. So you want to have a training plan, and what I also learned under the training is you've got to read the signs as well with your dog. If it's barking or howling, then it's probably desperate for the toilet or something, so you better go and see if you don't want to have a mess on your dining room floor or kitchen, if that's where you're keeping your dog. Even worse in the bedrooms. Upstairs I've got carpet, so it'd be even worse up there. So yeah, have a training plan and maybe try and have like set hours a day, like between 3 and 4, or you might have depending on when you're working really, and if you're part-time then you might work 8 in the morning till 12, and then you might come home at 1. So you might do 2 till 3, and you might just do like an hour's training, which you could get into a routine. If you're not on shifts, I find that easier, not working shifts, to have set hours like 9 to 5, all that kind of thing, where you can work on the training and do set hours. I mean, your dog can't tell the time, obviously, but it would be good to have a set time for you personally to get into a routine, and you can be a little bit flexible with it. People have said to me, you don't have to stick to like the same time every day. Oh, it's that time, I've got to go and take him or her in the garden for the toilet. But you will just get into a routine, and most dog people I've spoken to that are quite experienced with dogs, not just westies, have said that you get into a routine and you do your training. Now you can pay for the training or you can watch videos on YouTube. Someone who's really good that I've followed for a good few years since she was on It's Me or the Dog is Victoria Stillwell. She's a dog trainer. I think she's won all awards and she's now on Facebook. So you can look at Victoria Stillwell. If you want her link, then let me know in the comments and I'll link it in the description of the video. She does really good videos, and I learned a lot actually when I was thinking about a dog many years ago, about 15 years ago when I was a child. I used to watch her videos on TV, her programmes, and It's Me or the Dog. It's probably still on YouTube if you look. Channel 4 probably don't have it on there now because it's like 10-15 years old, and I learnt a lot about her. She specialised on the programme about misbehaved dogs, and I swear 90% of the time it was the owners that were the problem. They didn't know how their actions were impacting on the dogs. So I've gone on long enough really, and I've got to go out now. So I'm thinking to leave this here so I can edit it later. I hope you're enjoying this shorter video as well, because I notice not everyone's watching more than 6 minutes at the moment. But thank you for tuning in, and if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and comment any questions or hints and tips you have about dogs below, and I'll get back to you. At the moment I'm responding within a day from when people are commenting, but I am trying to get better with that and go back sooner to comment, as I think this would help my channel as well, I'm not sure. So I'll see you all in the next video, and I'm thinking to do an autumn routine video next, but I'll also be vlogging from Monday, well, tomorrow, as I am going to Wales. So I'm really excited because I haven't been to Wales for a while, and I just said to my dad, let's go away and just go for like a week or 2 to Wales. We used to go to Borth, Aberystwyth, and I just love it there. It's one of the best times. We used to go on holiday to my nan's and my aunt's caravan. That's enough for me rambling on now, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!